Okay, so going to number 7, let's take a look at the question right now. I'm going to go ahead and read it. Explain how you could use a number line to determine the number that is 8 less than 3. What is the number? So I drew a number line. Okay. Looking at 3 here, I'm going to go 8 less than that to the left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That puts me at right there, -5. So that's the number. Okay. All right. Now you could have written that with symbols. That's fine. Okay, write a number sentence to represent the model. Explain how you determine the number sentence. So we see here a bunch of little counters. They're all red. They're all negatives. So if I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 reds. So they're all negative, right? So 10 that are negatives. And it looks like they're taking away 3. So -3 or less 3. And they're all red, so we're taking away those 3 reds. So what do you get? Well, you get -10 minus those 3 reds. Okay. So when you take away 3 negatives, right? What happens? It's like adding. It's like adding the opposite because it's telling you to do the opposite. So the opposite of -3 is +3. So you're basically left with -10 plus 3, which if you subtract the 2, you get -7. And that's what we have left here, right? 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. All right. Number 9. Explain how you could use a number line to determine -5 minus -3. And what is the difference? Okay. My number line. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And here is 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. It says -5, -3. So you're at -5. You start at 0. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the negative direction. You're at -5. Now you're going to do the opposite of -3. So remember that. It's like you're adding 3. So 1, 2, 3. Puts us at -2. Okay. So basically, if they ask you to explain it, you could put it in symbols or you could put it in words. Start at 0, go left 5 units to -5, then add 3 to get your solution of -2. Okay. All right. Number 10, add or subtract. So we got 5.8 minus or plus a -8 4500ths. So the key thing here is when you have different signs, you want to subtract. So I'm going to subtract these two numbers. Okay, make sure you line up the decimal. Put a 0 here if you need to. Subtract these two numbers, and then we'll take the sign of the number that's farthest from 0, which in this case is this number, right? So it's going to be, our answer is going to be negative. Okay. Whatever we get, it's going to be negative. You should remember that. So 5 minus 0, 5, 4, 8. You can't take away 8 from 4, so we can regroup. It becomes, 2.65. So again, negative 2.65. Okay. All right. Here we have, looks like we have 2 that are fraction. Again, if the signs are different, subtract. Take the sign of the number farthest from 0. Okay. So to subtract these two, we need a common denominator, which I'm going to make 8. So 4 goes in 8, 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 8 goes into 8 the same amount of times. 1. 1 times 7 is 7. So negative 6 plus 7 is 1. And the denominator is 8. And the last one gives me a negative, or second to last one is a decimal here. I'm going to go ahead and add the opposite right away because I know when it's minus, minus is telling me to do the opposite of minus, which is plus. So I'm basically working with this problem. 27.9 minus 13.62. I'm going to add a 0 here, okay? At the end of this number, it's not going to change the value, just so I have something I can subtract from when I, like a placeholder kind of thing, okay? And we can't take away 2 from 0, so we'll borrow or regroup. This becomes 8. This becomes 2. This bring down the decimal. This becomes 4. And this becomes 1. So it's at 14.28 for that one. Okay. And remember, if I'm boxing these, I'm boxing them in a way that makes it clear. I don't want to make it harder to read. So better to use a highlighter if you can. And last one. Let's see here. I may need a little bit of space here. It's not okay. Here we go. Negative 3 and 2/5. Take away 4.5. All right. When the signs are the same, I can add the numbers and keep the same signs. So same sign, add, keep the same sign. So I'm going to think of this as plus a negative 4.5. So 4.5, basically I'm going to add that to 3 and 2/5, and then my answer is going to be negative because both are negative. Okay. All right. So let's add these numbers. We need to have a common denominator here. So easiest way is to multiply 5 times 2. That's 10. And then 2 times 5 is 10. So 5 times 1 is 5. That's 4 and 2/5. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4. That's 3 and 4/10. We add those up. We get 9/10. And then the 4 plus 3 gives you 7. So 7, negative 7 and 9/10. Is a good way to stop that. And I'm going to go ahead and change to a highlight because, like I said, if I'm boxing these, I want to make it clearer, not less clear. Okay, hope that helps going over the pretest. Go ahead and watch as many times as you need to, and turn in your work when you're done.